My name is Kiera Liberati. I'm a fashion stylist and I'm now a brand founder and I own a creative studio called Kiera Studios. Some of the things that I'm the most proud of are like my long lead jobs. So like I worked on all of Huss's Creative for the first 2 years and I feel like that project, Common Sense, was like
As in
J Huss. I feel like that project was something that I, as a fan of him, to then put him, because at the time I was at Notion magazine, feature him when they didn't really want me to, and then go on to work his two first projects. It was just like the best time of my life. I didn't realise my career was like popping. I was just really excited to be there, but you know, I've had other experiences where I'd come from nowhere, like High Wycombe, and I'd been doing my own shoots for free, and somebody had asked me to do a shoot for this artist called Getz, who's now like one of my best friends, and this was like 12 years ago. I didn't get paid, and I said yes. And then, yeah, a year later, they asked me to do the Mobile Awards. So it's just like things like that for me, like real 360 moments or full circle moments that made me feel like, oh my God, I really do love my job. Now it's things like leaving Notion magazine and opening my own studio. It was like a big achievement for me because we have like some of the biggest artists in the world coming to my little studio in Dalston and then coming back time and time again because they're like, you've created a really nice environment. It's a really nice, calm space. And yeah, that's great. And recently I've started a brand and that's not a full circle moment yet. That's a semicircle, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud of, you know, where we're going. My personal style, I wouldn't say particularly sets me apart from others because I am a stylist and my job as a stylist, I very much think about other people's style all of the time and building their brand. I would say that's what I specialise in is I'm not trying to be, I'm not usually the one in the camera. So I'm very much more good at building other people's brands and like helping them create the artists that they want to be. My personal style is just tricky because, you know, I grew up in the Caribbean, so really I'm a yardie. I love streetwear and would wear tracksuits every day, but then I also love dressing up. So I don't think I have a set style. I don't think it sets me apart from anybody else. I just wear whatever mood I'm in and I feel like of that day. But I think as a stylist, I definitely fit more in the streetwear. I hate the word urban, but that kind of music scene. I felt it twice that I think it's really relevant that my community's really helped help my creative circle moment. I think the first time was during COVID. I would say everybody was really struggling. Nobody knew really what was going to go on. And because I'd just left a magazine and I had a small creative studio, we could work in really small teams. And we started working with a lot of really big brands and with my close friends. So it was a bit like the shoot that we've obviously doing today. I could like work with people that I love working with and bring them on board. And it was just nice to get to A, work with my friends, B, take a bit of pressure off because there was no like people watching. There wasn't the big brand founder. It was they very much trusted you to just create the projects that you said you were going to create and deliver on them. So I really enjoyed that and the community that I live and work with because we did a lot of youth orientated things at the time. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, having started a brand, again, I'm in the baby steps of that. So I feel like I very much call on my local community and I wouldn't say local, but community to me, people that I've come up with from like being a stylist, like, you know, an intern all the way up. So it's like a full circle moment, be like, guys, do you mind helping me with my brand from when we used to be helping brands to be in the magazine? So yeah, very full circle moment. I feel very blessed that I've grown up in an industry with people that are very like-minded and down to support, I think. I think that's really like rare. Most people think in this industry that everybody's a little bit stuck up or, you know, trying to like make it through and a bit selfish, but we all want to be successful and it's really nice to have people support us in that. Okay, so I don't have one set in a circle. I feel like I am, is it a pie chart? You know when it's got all the circles and they go like that? No, that's not a pie chart. Okay, so I feel I'm a Venn diagram. So I've got a circle here, which is like my core, like friends, family, closest people from home. Home being like High Wycombe or Antigua. You know, people that I've really, they keep me where I am. They're who I feel the most comfortable and safe around all the time. But then I've got other circles, a lot like my creative circles and friends, my friend Eva, Lucy, like people that I can call on. Like Eva's an amazing photographer, like shoots all the NME covers. Lucy's like the best makeup artist I know. So it's like, I love having people like that I can call on when I'm not sure about work stuff, but also love hanging out with them, also love their work. So with the Liberati stuff that's happening, I get to work with them more. But I think it helps to have a few circles, because otherwise you get carried away. And in this industry, not every single person is your friend. You learn as you go. But if I could pick somebody to join my Venn diagram, if I could pick anybody to join, it would be, this is hard. I would probably say Alive, and I would probably say somebody really obvious, but I'm going to say it for this reason. Somebody like Rihanna, because she's a fellow Caribbean girl, and I just think that her energy would rub off on you and maybe get rid of some self-doubt. And yeah, it's like bad bitch energy, let's get it. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. Like, even Kanye's a bit like that, I guess. Like, just do what you want to do and it will work out, and everybody else can just watch and cry.
Okay.
So I think that the moment I have felt self-doubt has been every time I've started something, a new venture. So when I first started studying, I felt self-doubt. I wasn't from London. I was actually from the Caribbean, then moved to the back end of nowhere. And like, luckily I interned and realised how it all worked. But I did think it was so far removed from me that it would never be my reality. And then it became my reality. And then I was the fashion director of a really great magazine at the time. Again, I didn't think I could do that job, but I just did it. And then it worked out. I think for me, whenever I feel self-doubt, I probably have a few, maybe days or weeks where I'm like, I can't do it. But then I just try, and then I fake it till I make it, and then I've done it. So like for me now, it was when I left the magazine, I opened the studio, I thought, no, it's gonna be so hard to get people through the door. It's like a hard thing to run a different side of business, but actually it's always busy. We always have bookings and people like going there. So I've achieved that. And then more recently, it would be the stuff with Liberati. Like, you know, when you start a business, you learn a lot. And I learned a lot of stuff the hard way. And I'm not gonna lie, this year's been tough for me because I was like, oh my God, I should be making millions by now. But you have to like, almost like G-check yourself and realize that actually every other brand or every other business or any other creative, they didn't suddenly blow up out of nowhere. It's like hard work for ages. So sometimes I just have to, yeah, I'd say I just call myself out and be like, you've just got to keep trying. You've just got to get over it. And yeah, I doubted myself a lot, but I think just by keeping going and seeing the small wins, like regular orders or people wearing my stuff or doing the cover of Rolling Stones more recently, you know, big things that happen, I'm like, no, I'm doing all right. Like, it's going to be fine. Like, and the small wins, weirdly, like, you know, I've got a brand, and it's like, now we get orders every day, and it's like little things like a pair of glasses, and I'm like, oh my God, we got another order. Like, it's the small wins. It's not the big things. And then when you look back, that's when you see all the big things, and it's a constant reminder that you've just got to keep pushing forward. A step forward is a step forward, no matter how big. So yeah, I would say just, you're allowed to sulk for a minute, but keep it stepping. From a stylist perspective, what's really exciting me at the moment is Gets is about to drop a big project. It's doing really well. That's my oldest friend, my oldest client. So I really want to make sure that that's impeccable. With the studio, we have had an offer to maybe move the studio to Farringdon, to like a bigger space, a central postcode. I feel like that again, because I know I can do the studio now, I'm like, maybe it's ready to step it up. And the new challenges that faces, it will have like a podcast area, and it will just be a bit more multifaceted, I'd say. And honestly, with the brand, like I said, I had a bit of a slow start to the year and I've doubted myself a lot. But recently I'm feeling really confident in it again, and I'm really excited about it, and I've started designing autumn into next year. So, yeah.